Now, this next scenario has happened to a lot of people. You see or hear an ad about how you can buy a car and finance it with a really low, maybe even a 0% interest rate. Then when you apply for the loan, they say you don't qualify because your FICO score isn't high enough. Well, our guest today is here to explain what this FICO score is and why it's so important when you want to buy something big. Giles is a financial advisor at StrategicPoint Investment Advisors. And this FICO score is actually calculated by a private company, I understand.
It is. It's a private company that's actually traded on the New York Stock Exchange. And crazy enough, the symbol is FICO. It's started by Bill Fair and Earl Isaac back in the 50s, and they created the FICO score, which came out, I think, in 1989, has been used ever since.
And FICO, that's Fair Isaac Company, obviously.
Yep.
And why is this so important? What do banks specifically use the FICO score for?
Well, the FICO score is based on the information that's contained in those three credit reports, and they use that score to determine risk. So the lower the score, and they may want to stay away from you, or instead of getting that 1.9% rate, they may charge you 7% because of that risk premium.
All right, so let's take a look at the range of the FICO score, with the highest numbers obviously being the best. You can see they have 5 categories. If you're below 620, I'm sure you're out of luck. You may be out of luck if you're fair to poor as well. But look, the high of 850, a low of 620 and below. This is every bank uses that. For
the most part, yeah. It's widely used. It's been used for a long time. It's cheap for them. They know it. So you want to have a score, ideally 720 or higher, to get those kind of good rates.
And most, if not all, banks use it. This company may not have a monopoly, but a near monopoly on it.
They have a near monopoly. I mean, there are some competitors that are coming out, but again, it's like 80–90% market share.
All right, so let's offer some advice to our friends at home about how to improve the FICO score, or perhaps make sure it doesn't get calculated incorrectly. The obvious one is to correct any errors on your credit reports.
Absolutely. The government, as part of the Fair Trade Act, gives you a free credit report once a year, and you get it from all 3 agencies. You know, you don't have to pay for it. It's not one of those gimmicks. Best advice, get that, do it. If it's a reminder, do it on your birthday, and go through with a fine-tooth comb.
Here's some other bits of advice that Sean has on a blog that he put together on this. Pay on time. Don't let your credit card bills build up. Keep your debt-to-limit ratio as low as possible. That's, the credit line that's in your credit card, and apply for new credit only as needed. I guess you're saying the fewer credit cards, the better. And Sean, we thank you very much for joining us this noon hour.
Thanks, Frank.
That is our